What's up, you guys? I'm Brent from IC Stars, and you are here with Music Connection Magazine.
So to start things off, one of my favorite things about you guys is that every single album sounds different, always has a different theme, and it's super amazing, to get your hands on a band who can evolve every single album. But with Treehouse, I noticed it's kind of your biggest change in sound.
Okay.
Arguably one of your biggest changes in sound. What kind of caused you to go in that direction?
I actually like that I kind of get asked a similar question once in a while, and I like that people are noticing that we're changing. I think that's important for us as artists. We really want to keep it just fresh for ourselves and for our fans, and for us it's we're constantly changing what we like and what we're listening to as we get older, and we just like to truly bring in the influences that we like as individuals and actually put them into the sound somehow. And obviously over the years we get older and we listen to new things, and we just keep on making fresh music and not recycle our albums, which I've seen done too many times.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because you just want to be I just want to grow, but of course at the same time, fans also kind of make it a little hard. They do like to have that little bit of pushback.
And that is exactly right. And if you followed our band, like you said, we're constantly changing, and I feel like at this point, if people are surprised, I'm like, I can't help you, dude. This is what we do. If you're not with it, then I don't know what to say.
If you're not with it, you haven't been listening to all the past albums,
exactly.
Obviously. Was that kind of in the back of your heads, though, the idea that maybe the fans would be like, oh, this is a little bit too much, where there's some doubts?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like in some ways, kids feel like you're just writing the record for them as an individual, and the truth is we're not doing that. We're not writing music because people bought the last record. We're writing it because we're artists and we like to write music, and we like all different kinds of things. We like singing, we like screaming, we like electronic music, and I could only assume that over the years we'll create more stuff that'll be for those kids over there, and then we'll have stuff for those kids over there, and if people just want to ditch us in the dark, then whatever. I'll see you later when the heavy album comes out or whatever,
Exactly.
So yeah, it's not something where we're like, oh, we have to put it in these parameters. It's we just kind of go for it and kind of cross our fingers.
And would you say that's your best advice for a band who does have those doubts and to kind of overcome those fears?
And it is a fear. I feel like it's easy to look at a band that's already doing something and you say to yourself, well, they have fans, so I might as well do what they're doing so that I too can have their fans. Whereas I think that it's important to create something unique, so you kind of create your own fan, and instead of trying to just kind of follow along with what somebody else is doing. I think it's important to keep it fresh and do something unique, and that, I think, is the best way to go about writing music.
Definitely. And speaking of writing music, you guys did have a little bit of lineup change before this new album came out. Did that have any effect at all on your writing process?
I'm sure it did, but we've been writing for so long. Even just as individuals, we like to write music, electronic music, country music, whatever. We'll do it all, and we've been doing it for so long that I don't want to say we're good at it, but definitely getting better at it, and we're exercising that whole thing. And this record, we've brought in some other people too to help out writing the record, producing the record, and just kind of putting their little spin on things. So it was a whole new process of putting this one together, but I wouldn't say that we've been hindered by any means.
Alrighty, and what would you, for a band, say a band's going through some lineup changes, what would you advise them in kind of surviving? Because, sometimes a band, they do go through a lineup change, and that's the end, it's the snowball effect,
And that was a thought of ours, because it's scary when that stuff happens, because coming from a fan perspective, I've had a lot of bands, not a lot, but enough bands that I've seen just fall to pieces, and that's a really sad thing. And for us, it was important to just shut the fuck up and just don't get overactive on the internet. Don't try to explain your way out of. Don't try to glamorize what's going on. It's chances are it's just a life thing. People are not agreeing, or somebody's being pushed in a direction that maybe it's not working for the whole band, and that's just kind of is what it is. And for us, we just wanted to keep the ball rolling. We didn't want to make it a whole big deal, and we're actually still great friends with those guys, so it's not the worst case scenario.
It's one of those where everybody grows up different.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just end up going your separate
That's
ways.
it.
It just happens.
And we've been in this band for a long time, and at some point, tectonic plates got to shift, and mountains happen, and fucking earthquakes. And, here we are.
Well, don't say earthquake here. We're in
Yeah,
California.
right,
Don't say that.
God, that'd be terrible.
Speaking of California, obviously we're here at Warped Tour, and you guys have done Warped, 3 times?
3 times,
now?
yeah.
So I'm considering you guys vets.
We're in our junior year.
Junior year.
Working
so
on my bachelor's right now. Head for the doctorate later,
There you go. But you still, you can still let people know how things have been. But how does this year's Warp compare to the past years? What have you learned, I guess, over your time with?
I've thought about it too. Like, what have I learned? Like, what's different about my approach this time? And this time is very, very successful. We've been a positive presence around the tour. We've made a lot of good friends. I'd say that coming into it, I had less of this feeling like it was our tour. I feel like, a lot of bands come in and they're ready to kind of show off and go out and do their thing really hard. But I feel like this year we're really trying to play along, follow the rules and really stay within, our lines and just be respectful, be helpful, and all those things combined into one leads to a very positive experience on a tour like this.
Yeah, definitely. And was there anybody on the tour when you heard they were going to be out, you're like, I got to be there, I have to see them every day? Newfound Glory is a big influence of mine, being younger, growing up listening to those guys, and even your Sum 41s and Good Charlotte's, those are bands that you just looked up to forever. They were middle school and high school, right?
Yeah, even a band like Yellowcard, we did the bowling tournament the other day, and I'm sitting here in lane 20, and lane 21's fucking Yellowcard, and the other guys are Newfound Glory. I'm like, I'm not mad. It could be worse.
Life could be
bowling
worse.
with my grandma or something, but there's these guys.
Who won? Can you say who won?
Yellowcard won, actually. Yeah, we got out in the first round, so yeah.
It's all right.
It happens.
You got to kick back and watch everybody else.
Exactly.
Right? Have a little beer, whatever.
A little beer, yeah.
There you go.
A real small glass of beer.
A small glass, but you got to stay hydrated out
That's
on the
right.
tour.
That's
there
right.
You go.
That's the major key out here.
Awesome. And for new bands looking to do Warped Tour, what would you say is the biggest thing they can gain from the tour?
I think that relationships, you can really meet a lot of cool people and get on a level with people that maybe you never thought that you could, just by sitting in the back of your trailer at the end of the show and you're parked next to whoever. I've managed to have some great conversations with some influential people, and you know them on a first name basis, and that over the course of a career really helps when you're able to show up at festivals and be in a circle of people that that you might look up to or potentially might tour with one day because you had a decent conversation with them. The other thing, obviously, is when you're performing, you have a great opportunity to reach a lot of fans. And if you go out there and do your thing and do it well and don't act like an asshole, it'll be very, very positive, I think.
All right, cool. My last question for you. What do you guys have coming up that we fans can look forward to?
We're doing a fall tour with Asking Alexandria in Born of Osiris.
All right, yeah, that's the Sumerian 10-year?
10-year, something about the black, something black.
I
don't know.
I remember seeing it.
It's out there. It's out there. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. I think we have some overseas stuff that we're trying to work out right now. And then other than that, I'm going to take a long needed nap after this tour. And that's about it.
Nap for a week.
Yeah, I'm probably 3 hours on the couch, and I'll be ready to go. That's all I need. Treehouse, new record. Check that out. Find something on there for yourself.